welcome to episode 13 of the Calon Yarns podcast. Unlucky for some, but not for us, I hope. My name is Lynn and I'm coming to you from Cardiff in Wales in the UK, and this is a knitting, crochet, fibre-based fortnightly podcast. If you are a new viewer, hey, welcome, thank you so much for dropping by, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It is lovely to see you again. I hope you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, your knitting project or your crochet project, and I am very grateful for you spending some time with me today. I hope you like what you see. We follow the usual format of finished objects and then some acquisitions, some general yarn, patterns, knitting, chatter, and then I chat a bit more about what I've been up to at the end. So yes, it is lovely to have you here. I'm a bit all over the shop this morning. It's been one of those mornings, you know, the one where you kind of go, oh, I must just put that there, I must just clean that, I must just sort that out, and now I have piles of things to do around the house. But I knew I had to get this podcast recorded because it is getting dark very early these days. It is December, no it isn't, it is November the 30th today, and as soon as December starts, time seems to disappear. So yes, I was very keen to get this done before we lose the light, as they say. I'm just gonna have a slurp of tea. As I say, very busy morning. Anyway, so what have I been up to? Well, I do have a finished object this week. I could lie and say it's totally finished, but it is so nearly finished. I hope you'll forgive me, and then we never have to talk about this project ever again. This has been a pair of socks that have been on my needles since August because I bought the yarn when I was in Canada from the fabulous Wet Coast Wools when I was there in Vancouver. Very excited, very lucky to have been there. And yes, I have finally finished, ta-da, this sock. I do have the other one. The other one is done. I just haven't done the heel. See, it is all there. Look, the toe is there, everything is there. I just haven't put the heel in. So that will literally take me an hour, but I thought if I do that first, I'm going to lose the light and then everybody will be sad. So, you know, that's the decision I made. Sorry if it was the wrong one. But anyway, so yes, here we are. The socks, I love the way this yarn is patterned. It is really lovely and so easy because it's simply a vanilla sock, as we all know, an afterthought heel, and it just goes round and round and round. So why it has taken me so long, I do not know. But there we go. The yarn I used it's a bamboo nylon wool mix. No, it's not wool in there at all, it's wool free. This is the one I used. So it says wool free bamboo, do you see? So yeah, they're really light. It's a really light sock, and it's got lots of stretch in still, as you can see. It's still quite stretchy because sometimes bamboo can be a little stiff and doesn't give a lot of stretch. If it's in a sock sort of pattern, it can often drape too much and stretch after the garment is made, but it doesn't often have a lot of give in it. So yeah, here we go, finished. So all I need to do now is finish the other heel. Yes, I know, stop going on. Give them a little spray or a little wet to block them properly, and then they are done. Phew, I don't know what I'm going to do with my sock mojo. It's a tricky one. I think maybe I just need to tell you when I finish socks. Maybe that's easier, maybe that's less embarrassing, I don't know. Because I like to have them in my little bag to take with me wherever, because they're generally not ones you have to concentrate on. So I always have to have kind of a pair on the go, but it seems like I just can't get them finished with any swiftness. But this is done, and I promise the other one will be done by the end of today. Well, we'll see, but I'm never speaking of them again. That's it, they are done, I promise, because they have been with us for a very long time. So there we go, they are done-ish. What else have I been doing? So no more finished objects, but I have been hurtling along with my daughter's jumper. Shh, don't say it, don't tell her, it's fine, she doesn't know, for Christmas. So I haven't got a great deal of time, but they're on 6mm needles, so it is sort of flying along. What's the pattern? So it is the Sunburst by Yuko Shimizu, and look how lovely this is. It's right up her street. Really big and baggy. It is only one size, but it is easy to scale it up or scale it down if needs be, because obviously you just kind of take out some of those pattern repeats, those colour pattern repeats, and there's lots of increases that go along, so you can take out 1 or 2 of those or add a couple more in. Yeah, it's been a really lovely pattern, and I am doing it out of the Rico Essentials Soft Merino. And as I was saying last week, this is a superwash yarn, a superwash fibre, and it's really strange because I've been working a lot with non-superwash fibres recently, and it just feels very odd. It feels almost plasticky or nylon-y, and I know it isn't. I know it's 100% merino, but without the scales. Obviously they take the scales off to stop it felting. The reason I'm doing it in non-superwash is because I know it's going to get thrown in a washing machine at some point, so that isn't a good look. I don't want a felted jumper, so yeah, doing it in superwash means that it's got a hope of surviving long term-ish. But obviously they treat the fibres, they take the scales off, and I think they coat them with something that might be a little bit plasticky, so it does feel a little bit nylon-y. As I say, it still feels woolly, but it does feel a little bit nylon-y. Anyway, it's fine. And these are the colours I have gone for. This is how we're looking so far. So as you can see, I'm just starting the colour work for the bottom of the jumper because it's quite a cropped design. And the red should have been a lighter grey or almost a white, but I thought it's just not going to have enough contrast next to this lighter grey. When I ordered the yarn off the website, it seemed a lot lighter than it was, but actually there wasn't much difference when I put the light white here from this sort of silver grey. So I had some red in stash. It's Aran weight, as I say, on 6mm needles. That was a Berger de France yarn that I had, but it also is a superwash, so it should all be fine. But I quite like that splash of red in there now with the it's sort of a wasabi colour. So yeah, that's worked out okay because, as I say, there wasn't enough contrast with the white in the middle there. The pattern, yes, very easy to follow, but there's lots of really long floats along this section, long floats and 4 colours along one row in this little bit here. And that was doing my head in for a little while because I was trying to be good and catch up those long floats so they didn't pull on the inside, but it was just taking so long that in the end I just thought I'll leave it and just hopefully the long floats won't get caught up too much. As you can see, they're not too bad behind there, and they will stretch out once it's been blocked because it puckers a little bit there, but I think that's just because of the slight difference in the red, the quality of the red fibre. So once it's blocked, that'll all sit into place. So they are long floats, as you can see, but they're not too bad, I hope, I think. I mean, it's not like it's a child's jumper and they can get their fingers caught in there. My only concern is because it's superwash, that it won't kind of felt together in the way that non-superwash fibres do when you're doing colour work. So yeah, they are long floats, but we'll see. We shall see how it all works out. But I'm really pleased with the colours on that. I think that looks really lovely, and I think she'll love it. As I say, it's a secret. She doesn't watch the podcast. It's very doubtful. Yeah, so there's a little section. It's probably about 3 inches here. And then we start on the sleeves, already split for the sleeves, obviously. So that shouldn't be too long. It was a 6.5mm needle. I went down to a 6. yeah, because the fabric is a lot nicer that way. It was a little bit too loose and I thought it might stretch too much because obviously there's no seams in it. So that shouldn't take too long before that's done. Hopefully I can get that at least finished, the body, this weekend, and hopefully one of the sleeves. That'll be my plan. So what else have I got on the needles? That's about it, other than my flea cardigan, which lives in my nice little fringe bag. I'm not getting this out. No, no way, no chance, because I haven't done anything on it. No, nothing has been done there, so I'm not going over old territory. If you are desperate to see it, you can have a look at a previous podcast, but I will try and spend some time on this week, and then I can show you that in the next couple of, on the next podcast, hopefully. It's just so busy. Oh my goodness, work is so busy at the moment. It always is, end of term, assessments, marking, all these other reports and things that have to be in. So, and I'm doing my MA at the moment. So there are not enough hours in the day. Please, if you've got any spare, I know you're all busy, but if you've got any spare hours, if you could just send a couple across, I would be very, very grateful. I promise I'll make it up to you. But at the moment, yeah, not much time, not much knitting time at all, unfortunately. So yeah, I won't show you that. That's embarrassing. Hasn't even been out of the bag since the last podcast, so that is shameful. What else has happened then? So since we last spoke, I think, yes, it's been my birthday. So I have had another one of those. I'm not telling you which number. So I had, for my birthday, a couple of lovely things. And one is this great notebook from my husband. And I'm about to run out of battery. So I'm going to change the battery and we'll come back to this. There we are, all changed. Did you miss me? Anyway, so yes, as I was saying, I have had a birthday. I am a November baby, and yes, I had this Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious notebook from my husband, which is lush. Have always been a big fan of Mary Poppins. The new Mary Poppins, there were some nice moments in it. I loved all the dance sequences, but I'm not sure, don't know. So we'll stick to the old one, that's me. Sorry if that's controversial, but there we go. So yeah, I have in the past used the Lane knitting notebooks, which are really, really lovely for keeping a track of what you do each year, but they are a bit expensive, and they are essentially just a notebook. So I think actually this year I'm going to use this as, well, like next year, 2020, as my knitting notebook. Because they are beautiful, but sometimes they are a little bit difficult to justify, especially when you have a perfectly adequate notebook that is very sweet. And if I put my general work notes and stuff in there, it's only going to get thrown away then at the end of the term or the end of the year. So I'll make this one a little bit special. So that is one of my prezzies, which is very lovely. And then I had a Hide and Hammer bag. OMG. This is rather exciting. Now, who did I have this off? It was me. Because you know when it's your birthday and you're like, oh, it's nice to have little bits and bobs. That's really lovely. But I really wanted one of these. So there we are. That's how it came out of the pouch, just so as you know. And then I'm going to probably, look, ooh, it's the midnight blue colour with the natural straps. Yeah, I was one of those ones that waited until the new stock update on the website went live, and then I was on it. So I haven't investigated that. I'm probably going to put that jumper that I'm doing for my daughter in it, because that at the moment is just in a tote bag. As lovely as they are, as perfect as they are, sometimes it's quite nice to have something special for your special projects. So yes, very lovely. Thank you very much, Hide and Hammer. Thank you very much to me for my birthday, and I will be putting that project in there later today. So that's nice. What else? It is that time of the year with the old, this was a Mother's Day present was my subscription to Pom Pom magazine. So, is it the wrong way around? Let's see. Yeah, probably upside down. See? Yeah. So this is the new winter Pom Pom magazine. I won't go into it because I know some people haven't received this yet, or they are just going to shops, etc. But I know the front cover has been out, so I'm not giving any spoiler alerts there. But there's some rather nice patterns in there. There's a lovely pair of socks as well, but no, I'm not undertaking the sock thing. You can forget it. Still on the Pom Pom Mag theme, today I'm probably going to do a bit of yarn dyeing. I have the day, a quiet day to myself. My husband is an actor and he opened in Panto yesterday. Pantomime, for those of you in America and Canada who maybe don't know what that is. It's really weird. I was talking to some American colleagues who'd come over to spend some time with us at the university, and most of them had no idea what Panto was. Yeah, so he opened that yesterday. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness, you know that Christmas is about to arrive. So yeah, he's off doing 2 shows today, so I have the house to myself. It's nice and quiet, so I have reorganised the kitchen, ready to do a bit of yarn dyeing this afternoon, because I want to do this lovely pattern from the Autumn Pom Pom magazine. The sea chair, this pattern here, let me find it. I don't know what it's called now. Sea Leg, that's right. It's called Sea Leg, and by, sorry, this isn't exciting, is it? By Katrin Schubert. So this is the pattern, and it is brioche, or brioche, however you want to say it. And I haven't done that before. So I was thinking over the Christmas break that I would get my head around that, because I'd have a little bit more headspace, just a little bit. But I want to dye up some yarn. I've got some undyed double knitting yarn in stash, so I'm probably going to have a play this afternoon. But I don't know what colours to do. I was kind of thinking of raspberry for the solid, and then like a silver grey with some speckles for the lighter colour. But now I see that, I just like that. I just want to do that. So I don't know. I'll have a look online and I think and see what the yarns are in their pure form, because it's in the book. It's made out of Walk Collection Merino DK. So I might have a little look, see how it looks, how solid is the solid, how speckly is the speckle, and see if I can recreate something similar maybe, or maybe I should just go for the raspberry. I just did a cardigan in raspberry, you see. And I do have cherry red DMs. Where is my head today? I do apologise, that is all really, really dull. But yeah, so I'll probably have a little go at some dyeing of yarn this afternoon, so I will hopefully get some footage of that and do a little vlog around that if anyone is interested. What else? So yeah, doing that, sorting that yarn out. Oh yes, and then tomorrow it is dun dun dun, the 1st of December. So therefore, finally, I get to start to open my yarn advent calendar. This is from Miranda May. She is a local to me yarn dyer in Cardiff, in Kincoid. I'll put her details below. So yes, it is time to open the yarn calendar. Well, obviously I'm not going to start with that one, but I wasn't going to rummage for number 1. That is really boring TV. So yeah, aren't they absolutely gorgeous? Look at those little numbers on there, and then they can go on the tree. So I am very, very excited to go through that a little bit by bit. I promise I'll only do 1 a day, and that will all start tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Vlogmas? Maybe you could let me know. I don't know that obviously I'm going to open one of those every day and film it every day. But rather than do Vlogmas every day, I'll probably do every few days with just some bits and bobs in. I really like watching them, but often I don't have time to watch them every day, and I don't think I have time to create anything of any interest every day, not unless you want to kind of come with me as I do paperwork. That's not fun. So yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do, but any thoughts are greatly appreciated. What do you think about Vlogmas? Because it's a busy time for doing stuff, so therefore, do you have the time to sit and watch a little bit of Vlogmas every day? I don't know, I tend to binge watch mine, of my favourite podcasters, but let me know. I'd be happy to know what you think about that. So that's about it really on the whole, what I've been up to. I'm wearing my, I finished this a while ago, my Fern and Feather by Jennifer Steingass. There was a little video of her today on Instagram just going through all her jumpers on a rack, on a rail. Ah, that is like absolute torture, because you go, oh, I want to make that one, oh, I like that one, oh, I like that one. If you follow Knit to Love Wool on Instagram, have a little look, because her designs are just beautiful, and they are simply shaped, but they all have these glorious yoke patterns. This was one of the first things I hand dyed, this kind of is it a yellowy mustardy colour? So yeah, I'm really pleased with this because it was one of the first things that I dyed, and it's a really nice and cosy jumper, probably more snugly fitted than I would normally wear, but it's very cosy, so that is all good. And I've got a skein of this yellow colour left, so I was thinking of maybe doing it the other way around, having the mustard colour as the contrast, and maybe using the grey as the rest of the body of the sweater. Maybe not doing the same pattern obviously, but doing another one of hers. Oh, so little time. So yes, now I promise that is all the fibre content. Thank you so much for joining me, if that's all you're here for, but I will chat about a few things that I've been up to this week. So if you're leaving us now, thank you so much. I hope that wasn't too rambly. Haven't had a great deal of time for the old knitting thing, but we will hopefully have some more time for that over Christmas. But if you're staying, so tell me, what have you been up to? How have you been? Well, I hope. You know, I've started my spinning and I just haven't had a great deal of time to do that either. But hopefully this weekend, Sunday, tomorrow, I don't think we've got anything on. My husband, as I say, has opened the show, so he is absolutely exhausted, so I think his plan for the day is just to sit and watch some films, so I can kind of sit around and do the same sort of thing. We don't have to do anything. So tomorrow will probably be a relaxy day, getting to grips with some bits and bobs yarn wise, so I might have a chance to do some spinning then. Yes, and if I do, I will let you know. Obviously I'll be opening my advent calendar. I did hope that I would start a little scraps blanket in order to be able to slot that stuff in, but nope. So maybe I'll save them up, and as I say, as I've got a bit of Christmas break, I will start to do some stuff then. What else have I been up to? My daughter was home last weekend, so that was really nice to see her. She came home for birthday celebration, so we went out for some food on Saturday night. Had a little bit too much to drink, so Sunday was quiet. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really fun actually. So that was great to see her. My son was in Amsterdam on a with his uni. They do a film festival visit, so they were over there at a film festival. So he didn't get to come home, but we have booked in a FaceTime with him tomorrow, so I'll be able to catch up with what he got up to. All good stuff, I hope. Oh Lord. Anyway, yeah, so that's been about it. As I say, work as ever is busy. I'm so bored of saying that, but there we go. We've had a bit of a restructure in the university, and so it's kind of, we're all trying to re-find our feet and what departments are doing and what jobs are doing where, when, how, who. So that's been a little bit not stressful, but just busy, trying to get to grips with the new regime, and trying to still obviously carry on with the whole teaching and assessing and marking. So that the last little phase of that is coming up. The students break up in about 2 weeks, so they are busy with their planning and their assessments and presentations. And our third year actors, they have a touring theatre module, and so they have been devising shows with professional directors and taking them out to schools, and that's been really lovely to see them interacting with the children and seeing the faces of the children when they take these excellent shows into their schools has been really lovely to see. So it's nice to see their progress and to see them enjoying that module. But that's all sadly coming to an end now, so they have to write up all their stuff and give a report on how they've done. But it'll be great to review those towards the end of the year. Christmas plans, nothing major, just quiet, I hope. It's a tricky time of year, isn't it? Obviously there's an expectation that Christmas is lovely and warm and fuzzy, but for everybody that's not the case, and if Christmas is a difficult time for you, then I send you my love and I send you my warm positive thoughts. It is weird. I lost my mum a few years ago, and yeah, Christmas is a tricky time. You start to kind of realise who isn't here anymore, those kind of end of year things. And having daylight for such a small amount of time doesn't help either. So yes, Christmas month, December month, all those stresses and strains, we just kind of have to remember to be grateful for what we have and for the family that's around us, and find joy in the little bits and bobs that we can, and not get consumed by the Black Fridays and the Cyber Mondays and the spend. It does get a little bit crazy, doesn't it? So yes, if December is a difficult month for you, then I send you my love and best wishes, and yeah, I hope you've got some nice things planned. Anyway, for me, I have blathered on far too long. I need to get my dye pots ready and do a little bit more tidying before I start the day, so that I can have the day tomorrow of quiet and calm. Yep, that's it. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you're all well, and I hope you've got some nice projects planned, and I will catch up with you in a couple of weeks, if not before. Take care all. Hwyl fawr. Bye.